Welcome back to Cousin Chit Chat. Yes, isn't she a doll? Like a batch?
I'm a batch doll.
Wow. You're crazy.
Welcome back to Wellness Wednesdays. We changed it to Wellness Wednesday because we thought that shit was cool.
Sounded better to us. So if you're new to this,
or if you're true to this,
like, subscribe, comment, and turn notifications. Because you gotta be tuning in every week. We need you here, and here with us. And
especially
if you're not new and you're true to this, you know what it is.
Get true hoe.
Huh? Get what?
Get true hoe.
Get true to this.
Okay, so it's May, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
So we wanted to take the time to do a wellness video, a positive video, just shining light on mental health. So we're just gonna end it. For me, mental health is like something that's really showed up in my family, like very strong, and it's really made me be really sensitive and just understanding myself and my own mental health a lot differently. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that, and I think it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah. Also, we hear it also often in the Black and also brown communities. It's something that's not talked about. You don't talk about it. When someone does have a mental issue, it's just, oh, they're crazy, or they not that crazy, and they know what they're doing, and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like ignored.
It's like it's not real.
Yeah, like it's not real. We try to just say, oh, no, you know how he is. He a little something, but no, it's a real thing. There are real mental diseases out there that our people are suffering from, and we need to talk about it in our families and day to day so that we are knowledgeable about it and we know how to help our families. Not even treat them, but we know how to help them and just be informed about it and know what steps to take to help whoever, whether it's a friend or it's a family, someone close to you, to try and do your best to work with them during this difficult time.
Yeah, and when we say mental health, I think that everybody needs to understand that we all have a mental, right? And just how our body and our physical health, we have to all be able to take care of our mental health. Right. And it doesn't have to be as extreme as like what I'm going to share. And I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries sharing, but I think that this is also like my journey. So my brother was diagnosed with schizophrenia. A few years back, and I shared in the last video how my mom was sick. So it was just like a lot for me, and I was really close with my brother. Like that was almost like almost like my son, because we grew up a large gap. We're 6 years apart, and because my mom had got sick so young, I always felt like I was kind of like his mom. You know, he was always say, "You ain't my mama." Like, nigga, I want to be your mama. But you know, just because the way life happened, I was kind of forced in that position, which was okay with me. Like that's not the complaint, but it was really difficult because he was dealing with something that none of us had ever experienced, and it grew from concern to frustration, and then for me, it sent me in like this really almost depressed situation too, because as he's dealing with, you know, he was taking it out on me, and he was calling me, you know, I don't want to go into like detail of like how, but it was very traumatic and very hard for me to deal with. So I think I want to say that if you are someone, but first I want to say this, that when my brother was first diagnosed, and we was trying to figure out, and I was reading all this stuff, just trying to educate myself on schizophrenia and like try to understand how to help him. It just said, it was saying like there's no hope. I mean, kind of like to keep it in like a small, but he's doing so well. But one thing I could say is, even when he was going through that hard space, I always tell my brother, like, it's gonna get better. And I always, in my heart, man, like I always believed that God was going to place my brother in a better situation, a healthier place. I believed it. And that's the one thing that we talk about when you visualize, like, I just knew he was gonna be better. Like, he's taking his medicine, he's like going on interviews, and I'm so freaking proud of him. I'm not gonna cry in this video, but I'm so proud of him, because that was like a really hard time, and I couldn't even imagine like him, what he was dealing with, you know? And like the first time I want to keep this really small. I just really want to emphasize, and I really want to get people to understand how important it is to be, how do I say this? Aware and sensitive to people who are dealing with mental health problems, issues. And that's even to yourself. Be sensitive to yourself and understand yourself, like, hey, I'm in a bad space and I need to acknowledge what I'm dealing with, you know?
Right.
Because even though you can't see something, it's still happening. Some of like the worst things can happen off the things that happen up in here, you know? So just taking care of yourself and being aware of yourself is like, in your mental space, is so fucking important.
Which is why we talk about that a lot with wellness, like taking care of you. I know one thing we used to always talk about, like with having gratitude, when we would write in the journal, like one thing is to be grateful that you have your mental, because there is somebody out there that cannot escape their own mind. And to think about like when you're sitting idle, when your mind is going and going and going, and imagine if you are stuck in your own mind. Yeah. And you don't know what to do. So you have to be grateful that you do have control over your mental, and that you can still make decisions and be okay. You can tell the difference from the talk in your mind to what's going on at that point in time. And
what's reality and
what's not. Because there's somebody that literally is struggling to be able to do that. So you need to be very mindful and grateful of that. And that's why, again, we talk about what you feed yourself and feed your mind, because you can lose your mental. You can be going about your regular life and be fine. One of us, like literally, everything's fine right now. You can literally think about something, or something can happen and you not be stable.
I had never, first it was like my mom getting sick, and then like my brother. Nobody talks about mental health. It's almost like it's a hush hush thing, but like Black people, we don't understand mental health.
Right.
It's a sickness, and it's don't get me wrong, it's very difficult to deal with because words hurt, and it's very hard for someone else. But I thank God that, I know this sounds crazy, that experience and what I was experiencing with my brother, because it's really opened up my eyes, first of all, to myself, because now I think I have like, and this might even sound silly, but PTSD from my brother getting sick, because I catch myself like having anxiety, like is it like hereditary, or you know what I'm saying, just like little things, or just like all the stuff I had to endure from that.
And sometimes mental health issues, they are hereditary.
No, yeah, they definitely can run in your family, but I'm saying I think that situation like definitely gave me like some PTSD.
Right.
But I'm grateful for it, because it's helped me to dive into mental health, to be more sensitive to other people. Like before, I would see people on the streets and I would just assume
that they're on drugs.
Or like they kind of just effed up their life. Right. But seeing my brother kind of deal with that, and like sometimes he would just roam the streets and like be out. I'm so sorry. I would just worry about him all the time, and it's like he was just trying to like gather a piece of mind.
Gather himself.
And there's so many people out there that's literally just dealing with mental health issues. It's a fucking real thing.
And half of the programs out here, they're not geared to help you.
It's not even that they're not geared. It's really hard to help somebody. Well, I can't say this. It's really hard to help somebody who don't think that they need help.
That is also too, but these facilities too, they're just getting money.
I get what you're saying, but like the places I took my brother to, like there were some good programs out there, but because he wasn't in a space to want to receive help, it was really hard to help him receive help. But like I said, it doesn't have to be the most extreme thing. Mental health, like me, when I had the boys and kind of going through, I've been through so much dealing with my mom and my brother, but humans, we are resilient creatures. We can take on a lot of shit. We deal with a lot of things day to day to day to day to day, and we just keep going, like work, kids, bills, We deal with, we deal with so much stuff, and we keep it pushing, but sometimes it's like that one thing, it's like the fucking straw that broke the camel back. And we like, dang, it's that one thing that broke us, but in reality, it was just so many things that were building up. And I had been through so much stuff, but I was just like resilient, like, shake it off, get back to it. But my kids, I'm not saying that the straw that broke the camel's back, but in a sense, like they broke me. Like I had to like rebuild and refine myself, and I had to really start from the core. And so now mental health is so important to me. Taking my time out for myself every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, saying I'm grateful, saying my gratitude, my affirmations, my prayer, my meditation, like that is a form of having a healthy mental,
right?
Of taking care of your mental. You know what I'm saying? Those,
it's like brushing your teeth.
Yeah, it's a priority. Just how you take care of all this shit. Everybody getting a nip a tuck, doing a diet.
Not a nip a tuck.
A nip and a tuck. Okay, you know it's important that we take care of your mind. You know,
just like you gotta take care of the inside of your body. You need to take care of your mind. You need to feed your mind.
And don't feel embarrassed if you feel like you are in a space where you're feeling depressed and you feel like you can't get out of that. Do not feel ashamed. Do not feel embarrassed.
And don't let anyone make you feel that way.
And don't let nobody, okay? Don't let nobody call you crazy shit. If you're crazy, at the end of the day, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's not the political thing to say. Right. But if you're feeling crazy and you're feeling that you're not yourself, go get help. Talk to somebody. Hell, talk to us. DM us.
Right.
You know, leave a comment. Drop a comment. Share the video. I just kidding.
Also, write it down. I used to find when I was younger, or even when I got older, writing down things help me to release it, because I find too when you hold in so much and you don't let that out, again, it's something that's gonna put the cherry on top and you're just gonna blow. Like you have to get those emotions out. Like there's times when things are just not going right in my life and I literally like I've just like broken down. I'm just like screaming because I've held in so much, and then it's got to the point where I just can't bear it, and I just have to like
let it out,
get it out. And sometimes like I've took probably like a shower for an hour. I'm not even bullshitting, like crying my heart out, and I like just have to say like, okay, well you have to get up, you have to pick up the pieces. But that's also having a strong mental, because I feed my mental. But there was times, like you said, after I had my daughter, I went through like a bad breakup with her dad, and it broke me. It broke me as a person, and it broke me as a woman. And I started questioning myself, like, am I not good enough? What's wrong with me? I must have these kind of problems. And I would just like speak ill of myself to myself. And I got into a place where like I wasn't eating, and I would, oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
Why
now.
are we always crying?
I don't know, because it's so real. But I got to a point where I was drinking more than I was eating, and I would like
happened?
after I had Lana.
Cousin, why you didn't tell me that?
I thought you knew.
I just thought we was having fun.
No, I was just like a real fuck.
No, it's okay.
I felt broken, like a broken person.
No, stop. I mean, don't stop, because I'm not trying to like suppress your feelings.
But it just took me a while, like to get back to me, like get back to a space, because I was just like, I wasn't happy with who I was becoming. Yeah. Like obviously I was still putting my daughter first, but like at the end of the day, like when I was by myself, I lost who I was, because I was just so wrapped up in, I guess, in her father in a sense. And then when we broke up, I was just like, damn, like I'm not good enough.
Yeah, and like I think that's a natural part of like a lot of women when you have kids or when you have a man, because sometimes you do forget about who you are and you put so much of yourself into these little people, and like a man, and
like I wasn't happy with my body after I had her, and it was just like I would go and I would try on clothes. I'm like, oh my God, I don't like the way I look. Yeah, I'm ugly. I'm horrible looking, and it was like really fucking with my head, like, and it took me a while to get out of that space. Yeah, I think that definitely, like, us showing this, and if you guys are dealing with something like that, let this be a reminder that you're not alone. That a lot of us go through it, and we are just at a space where we're comfortable, where we are now, that we can share. Even laugh now.
Because it's a journey.
I think a lot of times too, if we didn't have each other, shit probably would have been.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have somebody.
Somebody that you can be
vulnerable.
Like this.
That be vulnerable. I mean, obviously we don't know you guys, but we know each other. For us, we can't see you guys watching. Right. So for us, this is a safe space. I think that's why we cry so much, because we
because we are too. I'm sorry for crying, y'all, but no, but again,
it was ugly.
Kind of goes with wellness, and I learned to love me again and put me first, and just getting into a healthy mind state. And I think maybe back then I didn't realize it, but starting like on my positive journey was probably a little bit back then, but I mean, I'm glad that certain things transpired in my life because it made me a stronger person, it made me a stronger woman, and it built me up to be who I am today. But it didn't defeat me.
Yeah.
You know, at that moment, yes, I was defeated, but
right.
Again, like you said, we're resilient, and I had to get up and reprogram myself and keep going,
and it's possible.
And get into this space, and it is possible. You just have to. It's all about recognizing it, owning it, and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do about this. I'm not going to let this beat me,
and not feeling ashamed about it. I think that's like the most important thing. It was this lady that I like. I read her book. It's Rachel. I think her name Hollis. And she was in her book. She talks about how most people that's choking, they die not because they were choking, but they were too embarrassed to say I'm choking. So if you're at a dinner table and you're like, and you can't breathe, like, excuse me, so you get up, they get up and they walk away, and they actually die like in the bathroom by themselves.
That's crazy.
Because they were too embarrassed to say, hey, I'm fucking choking, you know. Because of pride. Like, don't be afraid to tell somebody, hey, like, I'm not feeling like myself, like I'm feeling a little depressed, like. And I mean, the D word is like, it's so scary to say, and it's like, and people don't really take it serious, but like, if you know, we know ourselves, and if you know that you are not in a space that you don't recognize, and you know that it's not healthy for you, and you're having unhealthy behavior, talk to somebody, even if it's just from your friend, and like say, be careful you talk to, because you don't talk to an ignorant person, and they're gonna be like, bitch, you okay? Just go have a drink. You know, that's
talk to somebody that you can trust, and you know that will not judge you and will not spread your business and make it seem like you are some kind of crazy person.
And somebody that's going to steer you in the right direction.
Right.
And if you can't find that person, let us be the people that are going to steer you in the right direction.
Right. And G-O-D.
Boop, boop.
G-O-D, are you with me?
Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. I kind of did that. Anyway,
we're crybabies, but we still try to keep it fun for you guys. That's why we try to, suck it up.
Chalk it up, nigga. Chalk it up, nigga. But that was for Nip.
Oh, okay. She always want to dance for Nip.
I love Nip. I don't give a.
Oh, damn! Was it the robot and like the crib walk? That was kind of scary.
That was a cribot.
Okay, and video's done. We're doing something like that.
Anyway, happy Wellness Wednesday. We love you guys. We really hope this video was useful, and we hope it touches someone out there. Yeah, and that you can apply it to your life in some type of way. And if you feel that someone is going through something, and share this video, maybe that they can get something from it, if you can. And get some help for them if you can, or make yourself knowledgeable about, mental health. Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye.